2019 Mercedes-AMG C63 car review. It ends up the new model is superior to ever. What's new outside and inside? In addition to your tech, which we'll detail further in just a minute, a few U.S.-bound C63 models, there's additionally a rad wagon. It's not sold here. Get AMG's retro handsome Pan-Americana grille, updated fasces, new exhaust finishers, and restyled LED lights. The car still squats with fat flares over fat rubber. Watchy to put waste to some favorite little bit of tarmac, though the refreshed exterior, and also the grille in particular, imparts greater visual sophistication. Inside, the modern displays feature the carmaker's typical clean, uncluttered, and higher graphic execution, and so they bring a steady off-heart feel that's welcomed instead of overwhelming. You require screens to adopt full selling point of the plethora of chassis modes, settings, and features anyway. And new rain and snow optimized slippery driving mode joins comfort, sport, sport plus, individual, and race S model only around the roster of the way to alter the accelerator response, steering weight, adaptive damper firmness, transmission shift behavior, exhaust sound, and stability control settings all at one time. You can now activate these, which has a knob around the lower right portion of the leader, while a whole new pair of programmable toggles around the lower left enables you to fiddle with stuff like the person exhaust, adaptive dampers, stability control, and transmission settings. The knob and toggle buttons have LCD screens to show off the current setting or function. The center console controls of those modes remain, but the newest switches were added, Mercedes says, to permit easier number of options about the fly during aggressive driving. Car and driver Michael Simari. AMG Dynamics is completely new this year. It's a bit of software tied to your driving modes using steering, speed, and yaw sensors to predict exactly what the car may well do, and after that helps the motorist by working the steadiness control and brake-based torque vectoring. Mercedes says AMG Dynamics helps make the C63 more stable in slippery and comfort modes, friskier in sport, friskier still in sport plus, and other agile, which has a slight tendency toward oversteer in race. We located think of AMG Dynamics being a sort of multi-stage version of Mazda's vectoring control, and also the car truly does feel slightly nimbler, steadier, and even more eager to turn in. Also, you have to know that the AMG Dynamics modes, these are known as Basic, Advanced, Pro, and Master, and this Mercedes promises even experienced drivers receive optimum assistance without getting patronized with the system. We didn't feel patronized, meaning that it was probably working. AMG Traction Control, basically magic. The single best new thing, however, may be the 9-step AMG Traction Control. The C63 could be the second AMG to obtain the technology after it made its debut within the GTR supercar couple of years ago. Its existence isn't obvious, but activating it isn't difficult. Simply switch off the steadiness control using the center console button and the steering wheel toggle, at which the chassis mode knob screen changes to produce your setting number and also a segmented green, yellow, and red dial. In a nutshell, the computer controls the amount torque is sent for the rear tires as a way to deliver optimum grip, and in order to avoid time-sapping wheel spin or oversteer, when getting back about the throttle in the given corner. We found the computer to be impressive in the GTR we ran at Lightning Lap 2017, where that car came near setting a brand new overall record, and our regard remains high after driving C63 coupes and sedans with the wicked and challenging Bilsterberg track in Bad Driburg, Germany, in addition to back home on familiar roads and, certainly, the exam track. It's an intelligent tool for learning your vehicle, your personal limits, and a specific racetrack within a metered way. Having a safety net that could be progressively scaled back makes particular sense inside a model that functions as an feeder point into AMG's wild and woolly lineup. It makes any fool seem like a hero since they exploit and slide the C63. Your vehicle is easy to maneuver and gather up since it is, but any tail-out action the device determines as going too much is handled quickly and imperceptibly. In short, you wish AMG traction control. Which means you likewise want the C63S model, since it's standard there and never available inside basic C63. Our only gripes are that 1, it's somewhat counterintuitive how the intervention is dialed down because you move up with the numbers, and 2, unfortunately we cannot have AMG traction control on everything we drive. Also cool, the revolutionary track pace selection for the main screen that displays racetrack maps and records lap and sector times. It also may use the head-up display showing helpful items, for instance upcoming corners, braking points, and cornering speed references. Several famous circuits are preloaded, even so the system will likely use GPS to find out new ones. AMG has produced it about as basic as possible to acquire up to pace with the track. Track test results. Retuned adaptive dampers present you with a wider choice of adjustment over the driving modes. That said, while comfort mode did feel a wee bit suppler, ride quality still falls within the granitic side. You're going to desire to vote for that road repair millage, or receive a punch card through your back specialist, before handing an inspection over to your dealer. That check would have been a bit more than last year's, using the sedan at $67,095, coupe starting at $68,495, along with the cabriolet arriving at $74,495. Add $8,000 possibly even for the more robust S versions, that contain not only the exclusive race mode and AMG traction control and also many with the base model's options as standard. The engine is probably the few major components that didn't purchase an overhaul. Good. The C63 packs a twin-turbocharged 4.0-liter V8 and 469 horsepower base and 503 horsepower S model strengths, and a potent, sweet-spinning thing which hits like a sledgehammer. The power delivery is immediate and mighty, and stomps around the gas pedal send the auto hurtling forward like Mjolnir through the angry hand of Thor. When strapped with test gear, the C63S sedan ran from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.7 seconds and dusted a quarter mile in 11.9 seconds at 122 miles per hour, and the sound will be as intoxicating as ever, at least in this particular turbocharged generation, all thunder and fury from the exhaust's most aggressive setting. As before, the V8's fusillade is sent on the rear wheels by using a Mercedes speed shift automatic transmission. That means you will find there's multiplate clutch utilized in place of a torque converter, giving it true launch control ability. Nevertheless, it now has 9 forward ratios rather than the previous 7. The additional ratios don't make a great deal of difference in driving, but the brand new box now can skip more ratios in one go as an alternative to shuffling among gears. It's also asked shift even more quickly. The 7-speed shifted plenty quick before, and the modern 9-speed shifts plenty quick now. Our test sedan, wearing Michelin Pilot Supersport tires sized 245/35R19 in the front and 265/35R19 for the rear, stuck for the skid pad with 1.02 grams of grip, stopped from 70 miles per hour in the mere 157 feet, and usually perform just like the track day star it really is. In routine driving duties, it's way understressed, and also the primary telltale that you are riding around within a pretty extreme machine is which the ride may be flinty over rough pavement. If you might have the patience to fiddle considering the adjustments available, you are able to dial that out some, though the compact class chassis doesn't need enough wheelbase to ride as being a limo even just in its softest settings. For all of its might and muscle and added agility, and provided you have smooth roads, the C63 is a good long-distance hauler. It's incredibly stable all the way, nearly triply-digit autobahn speeds. The optional performance seats, which now offer ventilation, are supportive and comfy, plus the cockpit is luxurious enough that you may forget you have such a potent and sophisticated machine. We were big fans with the outgoing version, but the revolutionary driver-focused tech makes all the C63 and C63s more approachable, sometimes more capable. We're happy Mercedes and AMG didn't leave sufficiently alone.